So welcome back to third episode. In this episode, we will complete the CRUD operation from get, post, put, and delete with another table, that is employee table. So if you can see, this is an employee table. Employee table has several columns like EMP ID, EMP name, EMP contact number, EMP email ID, EMP state, right? So these are the columns we have. Next thing is like, I will just explain one more thing, like what are the things we have done. After creating basic API project in .NET Core, we get the following structure. First thing what we have did is in app setting.json, we have added our connections tree, right? Then in startup.cs, sorry, after that we have created employee DB context. So employee DB context is just a replica of our database. So this class will be connected to our database, right? In that employee DB context, first thing we have to override this with DB context. Then we have to create the constructor, add the options. Then in startup.cs, in configuration services function, we need to register our employee DB context to get the connection string. This we have defined in app setting.json. Then we have created classes related to our database table. So we had two tables. So respectively, we had created two classes. First was department and second was employee master. After creating models, we need to register them to the DB context class using dbset. So this is what we have did till now. So today we are going to complete basic CRUD operation for the employee, right? So in this employee controller, you can see I had created basic get employee method and the create employee method, that is post. So the remaining part is update and the delete. So now to update. So update again, HTTP put will be there. After that round bracket, double quotes, let's say update, EMP, then public, return type will be employee master model only, means class only. Then method name. Okay, just like the employee master in add employee, we used to get the object, same like we will get object over here also. Now, to update the existing record from the table, two things we need to do. First, we need to read the data of that particular ID. So it will be, I'm creating one more variable where record is equal to. So we need to get the particular record of that employee ID. So underscore DB dot employees dot single, because primary key is the employee ID is the primary key, right? So if we have to pass that primary key and we need to get that matching record from the database. So lambda expression m dot employee, not email ID, with EMP ID we need to match equal to whatever the object. In object we are getting the employee ID, so that we need to compare it here. Now in this record we are going to get the existing record from the database. Now we need to update the things. So record dot EMP contact number, with what we are going to update the latest object. In EMP object we will get the latest object, so we will update with that. This one property, then again record dot email ID, again we will replace it with EMP object, the one which we will get from the front end. Record dot EMP name is equal to EMP object dot EMP name record dot, what is remaining? EMP state is remaining. So EMP object dot record state, right? So what we have did in the record variable, we have got all particular record of that matching EMP ID, and then we have updated the values into that variables, right? After that, just underscore DB dot save changes. So what it will does, it will update the particular table along with this new information. And then return, because we have the return type as employee master, so we can return the record over here, semicolon. So this is just a simply put method. To update the existing record into the table, we have to write the code like this. The first read, first we have to get the data according to that employee ID, then we update all the records. It's again based on our requirement, like what things we need to update. It is not necessary that we will be updating all the entries. So currently we have updated all the entries except employee ID. We don't update the employee ID because that is a primary key. And after that, we are returning the record. So now the same thing we have to integrate on the front end side also. So let me run this. And now on the front end side, so let's create one more component. Okay, we already have one employee component. So let's use this. Let me just change the routing. Employee. So this I have to get outside. New EMP. Save. Let's try to check if we are able to access this. Yes, so it is working. Now we need to design a simple form. So dot row dot call 3. Inside that label we are going to need. So what are the fields we have? The fields are name, state, email ID, and contact number. So we just need name. Then we will need text box. So input, type text, class, form hyphen control. Right, let me just copy paste this same thing. Just close this over here and let's open a new row. Then again we will need one row for save and the cancel button. So here in column D6 we can have save and the cancel button. So button class btn sm btn success. It will be save. And same we are going to need the update button also. So this will be update. For update, let's make it secondary. So our UI is complete. Name, then city. What things we have? Okay, state, email ID, and contact number. So name, then contact number, email ID, and states. Only 4 fields we have in the employee object. Now, so UI is completed. Now we need to create the object, right? So here emp obj colon any is equal to curly bracket. The things we need like emp contact number, emp ID colon 0, then emp name colon empty, emp contact number colon empty, email ID colon empty, and the last one state. So one thing like when we return the response, we have to we are getting in all the things in the small case. So let's just make it in small case. Equal to is missing. So we have created our object emp, right? After that we need to bind this to our form using ng model. So after this square bracket round bracket ng model equal to double quotes, then emp object dot employee name will go over here. Let me just copy paste the basic thing. EMP contact number will go over here. EMP email ID. Always do the copy paste. If you make the spelling mistake, then again some issues will be there. So always try to copy paste, right? So this is basic thing I have done. Now next thing is on the click of save, we need to first trigger our save API. So click event on save. Just like on On update also we need one event. So again, click on update. Now we don't need to show both this button, right? If we are trying to insert new record, so we will need to show save button. But if we have clicked on the edit, right? So then we need to show the update button. So we can add a condition with employee ID. So employee ID equal to 0. If employee ID is 0, we will show the save button. If it is not equal to 0, we will show the update button. So we just need a not over here. Let's create these functions. Just like that, we need the update function also. Now, again, we will need one more function to load the list, because insert and update will only work if we get to see the records, existing record. So load EMPs. Now we need to make the API call from the Angular side. So we need object of HTTP. So private HTTP :HTTP client. Then here this dot HTTP get in double quotes. Now we need the URL to get all the employees. So let's check the employee controller. So API/employee. Let's just write it over here first. /get all employees. See, this is the get employee. So I have to copy this and paste it over here. And then whatever the response this API send, I need to cache that. So we need a subscribe block. Result : any equal to, we need one variable that will hold the employee list. So employee list : any square bracket equal to empty. So whatever the response we get, we need to store that in this variable. So employee list is equal to res. And we need to call this function on the page load. So we need to call this on the ng on init. Again, we will need one table also. So let me just copy the basic thing. This is first row. Then again, we will need second row. And in second column, we will put our form. Now, so this was, let me just copy paste. Name, then contact, email, and state. Now, the array will be employee list. So this will go over here. Then we need 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. Now the data we will be getting like employee name, employee contact number, EMP email ID, then EMP state. Right? So we need to create one more function to just edit. So let me just create it, because we are trying to complete all the 4 operations. So for that, we will need everything: insert, update, delete, and get also. Now, so instead of DPT, let's make it EMP. EMP, this. And it will be employee ID we will be sending on the delete. Delete API we haven't written yet, but we will write it. And here also we need the parameter :any, and here will be ID : number. Okay, so basic thing is done. Let's check if we get the record. Yes, so you can see in the current API, if you see here also we had the 2 records. So that 2 records are visible. Now, here we have the form to create new employee. So let's say Sachin, Rahul, contact number, email ID. Okay, we haven't written the save event. Okay, So on the save event, we need to write the API call. So this .http. Now to create new employee, we have the API call that is add emp, and it is HTTP post. So we need post API call. Now post API call will need two parameter. First is the URL and second is the object which we have to insert. So this is my URL. After that comma, then object will be emp object only. After that subscribe thing will be there. So let me just copy this. Now we don't need to hold the response, but after save, what we need to do, we need to call the get API so that we can see the updated record. So let's save and check it now. Rahul, contact number, email ID, and state. Let's open the console to see the network tab. And we have the debugger. Let's add a debugger over here. Let's click on save. So on click of save, you can see one API call is in pending state because we have added the debugger. So it is waiting over here. So whatever the object we have sent, the object we can say in the payload. See, this is the object we are sending, and same object you will get it over here. Right? Whatever the object we have prepared from the front end that we have sent along with the API call, that we can see it over here. Now we are just saving that to the database. Yes, so it is saved properly. Now in EMP object, you can see the ID, EMP ID 4. If I continue, see, this was success. After that, get all employee call was there, and you can see the updated record here, newly added record. So this was post API, right? Next thing is like on click of edit, we need to show, well, let's say if we click on Sachin, the same record should be visible over here. So for that, on click of edit, we are sending the complete object of that particular employee. That we need to assign it to the this.employee object because that is binded to the form. Let's save and check now. So on click of edit, let's say I'm clicking on Sachin. So you can see Sachin record is visible over here. Now, since it is, we have clicked on edit, so a button is update. Let me refresh. On the page load, you get the save button because that employee ID is 0. But if I click on edit, that employee ID is present over here now. So we get the update button. Now on click of update, we need to make the second API call. So again, in this function, this .http .put round bracket, double quotes, now URL, this will be constant, just the method name will change. So our method name is update emp, update empl, let it be like that. Then we need to send the object. So this dot employee object, again same thing, dot subscribe will be same only, right? So let's save and check it now. Let me add the debugger over here also. Now on click of edit, you get the record. Let's make it Sachin Tendulkar. On click of update, we should have one API call that is put. So you can see put API call is there, but it is waiting because we have the debugger here. So you can see in employee object, we get the latest record. You can see employee name only we have changed. That is Sachin Tendulkar. Now, in this first line record, what we have did here, we have called the matching record of this employee ID. So in the record, you get to see EMP name is Sachin because this is the existing record. Now we are just going to overwrite that with the latest name. See the object which we get from the front end, that is Sachin Tendulkar. We are overriding that with the employee name. So now if you see the record, employee name has been changed to Sachin Tendulkar because we have assigned whatever we have got from the front end. And db.save changes, it will override the changes in the database. Now you can see a record has been updated. So this is nothing but update, right? One more thing is remaining for the delete. Now let's just write one more API. So now method will be HTTP delete route. We will need square bracket route delete emp by id. Then we need to write the method public. Either we can return the model or we can return the boolean also. Delete emp. Now, so boolean we need. So this API is going to have one parameter, that is employee ID. Which employee ID we need, which record, which employee ID record we need to delete. So we have to send that employee ID, right? So int ID will be over here. Again, same thing. First, we need to get the record from the database of that particular ID. So where record is equal to underscore DB dot from which table? Employee table. That is employee master. Single condition. M equal to, you can write M or EMP or anything. This is just lambda expressions. You can, whatever you write, that you need to access it over here. EMP ID equal to ID. So we will get the record. After that, underscore DB dot employee master dot remove. So this is the method we used to, and for remove, we need to pass the model. So this is the record, like whatever the employee we have sent, we have gathered, we have called that record from the database and stored it into this variable. So to delete, we are passing that record, and underscore, after that underscore DB dot save changes to make the transaction. Whenever you need to make the transaction to the database, you need this call, underscore DB dot save changes. Let's return true. Because the return type we have kept is boolean, so we can return true now. Let's just add a debugger. Let's run the project now. Now, on the front end side, in the Angular, we had this delete function already written. And from the front end, we were sending employee ID for this function. So what we can do, this dot HTTP dot, instead of post and put and we have to now use delete, because the method has you can see the HTTP delete verb is there. So we need to call it using delete. Then delete need the URL. We need to pass the ID. So for that, this will be the constant URL. After that, our method route name, that is delete emp by ID, question mark ID equals to, after that concatenation, whatever the ID we get from the front end. Again, the same thing we will be needing over here. So now let's check it. Yes. So let's try to delete the Sachin Tendulkar record. On click of delete, we can see one API call is here. Right? You can see header got perfectly, URL got created perfectly. Question mark ID equal to 3. And here in ID, you can see whatever the ID we have sent, 3. Right? So now we are trying to read the data. So now in record, you got all the record of that particular employee. Then we are trying to delete it. See, after delete, we have called the get API call. So you can see the record is deleted. So this is nothing but the whole CRUD operation. On the page load, we have called our get API. On the save click, we have called our post API. Once we get the response of the post API, we have again called the get API just to get the updated record. After update also, we have done the same thing. Update, we had used put. And on the delete, we have used delete. After delete also, we have called the get API to load the latest employee, right? So this is just a normal flow of basic CRUD operation.